What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay String back with another video, man. Today we got rappers that ran from cops, man. I saw this someone recommend. I said I might as well react to it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video. Let's get into it, man. Let's see who ran from the cops. I think Young Boy ran from the cops. He got caught. Like, what is the point of running? You're not gonna get away. Like, you a famous rapper. People stupid.
Although rap is a way for many young artists to get away from street life, it can also put a target on your head. When you're talking about committing crimes in your music while still committing those crimes, police often take note. Here's a look at a few popular rappers who have been wanted by police and either ran on foot or got into a high-speed chase. NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy is a rapper who has made a name for himself by making soulful trap music about the struggles of poverty. However, he's also become famous for the long list of legal problems he's had since blowing up. His most recent arrest came after escaping LA police on foot after they tried to pull him over and had to be tracked by the K9 unit. Youngboy was arrested on Monday, March 22nd, 2021 in LA after fleeing police who were attempting to...
You say March 2nd? That's my birthday.
Police on foot after they tried to pull him over and had to be tracked by the K9 unit. Youngboy was arrested on Monday, March 22nd, 2021 in LA after fleeing police who were attempting to pull him over for an outstanding warrant. The warrant related to an incident that occurred back in September 2020 where Youngboy and 15 other people were charged with various gun and drug offenses in Baton Rouge after the police raided a local trap house where the men were shooting a music video. Many at the scene escaped on foot, however, others were detained for questioning. The police seized 14 guns and $79,000 cash at the scene of the crime. Because he's a convicted felon, Youngboy is not allowed to possess weapons or be in the presence of other felons. He was charged with possession of a firearm and the distribution and manufacturing of drugs for being present on the scene and originally released on $75,000 bond. A few months passed without any formal charges being filed until the FBI announced back in February that they were officially investigating the NBA camp and Youngboy in particular. After tracking the rapper for a few weeks, the LAPD tried to pull him over in March. Apparently, Youngboy must have sensed what was coming for him and tried to escape. First in the vehicle, and when that didn't work, he got out and fled on foot.
Wow. You a famous rapper, bro. You can't be running from the police, bro.
The FBI had to bring out the K9 unit, who eventually managed to track him. The police also found a weapon in the vehicle, however, it's unclear whether that belonged to Youngboy or one of his associates. This time, a California judge offered Youngboy a slightly higher bond than the weapons charge, $540,000 in cash, and 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million. The bond is still in the process of being approved, however, the high figure suggests that this is a serious case. Although no charges have been officially announced, there are rumors that feds are trying to bring a RICO case against Youngboy. Federal racketeering, or RICO charges, were designed to hold mob bosses accountable for crimes committed by their associates on their behalf. It was created to take down the mafia, but has recently been used to indict high-profile rappers for crimes committed by members of their crew, like GS9 and Bobby Shmurda, 6ix9ine and the 9 Trey Bloods, or Casanova and the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation. So it seems like the feds are trying to paint the NBA camp as a violent street gang being led by Youngboy. The feds have a notoriously high conviction rate and usually don't get involved in a case until they have enough evidence to convict.
Wow.
The fact that Youngboy was caught with a crew of convicted felons in possession of a small arsenal of firearms and ammunition doesn't look great for his chances of beating the case. Developments in the case are still unfolding, and it's difficult to tell what evidence the feds have against Youngboy and what angle they're trying to take. However, the fact that Youngboy tried to flee on foot tells you that his chances of avoiding jail time seem low. But NBA isn't the only rapper from his camp to try fleeing from the cops. This next rapper is an NBA affiliate who got into a high-speed chase with the cops and filmed the whole thing on IG Live. Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo is a rapper from Savannah, Georgia, who signed the NBA Youngboy's label. Rondo made headlines at the end of 2020 after getting into a fight outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta that left Chicago drill rapper King Von dead. But before that, Rondo was steadily building a name for himself in the industry behind tracks like Bad Vibes and ABG. Before the music, Quando was getting into all kinds of trouble in the streets of Atlanta, including getting into a high-speed chase with police on IG Live more than once. Check out our video on the criminal history of Quando Rondo for more information on the rapper's past.
No, once you up in money, bro, you might as well just leave that alone, bro. Like, once you get like 800,000, 1 mil, bro, just leave that life alone, bro. You don't need it.
A year ago, Quando and one of his associates were in the middle of an IG Live session when they suddenly get into a chase with the police. Rondo and his friend are driving around, just chatting with fans, when suddenly, Rondo starts shouting about someone being right on his tail. The friend tells him to get away, and suddenly they speed up to get away from whoever's following them.
Man, I ain't. Hold on. That nigga, what's up, man? Come on, man. We gone, man. We can't keep up.
The video continues for almost 7 minutes as Quando and his friend continue to cruise around with about 2,500 people watching them speed away from the cops. There are never any lights or sirens in the video. However, you can hear Quando continuously speeding up and slowing down to navigate through the streets. But that wasn't the last time Quando got into a chase on live. During an interview on Instagram with someone from AudioMac, Quando ends the interview abruptly to avoid someone who's on his tail. Quando was doing the interview while being driven around by someone off camera, and in the middle of a question about fan interactions, he suddenly tells his driver to pull a U-turn. The driver clearly didn't listen to the advice, and Quando tells him to dip and get out of there.
Nah, dip. Bet, bro, dip. What's you, bet, bro? Busting you, cuz.
He suddenly ends the session in the middle of the interview, leaving the host laughing about the situation.
Yo, bust that you, cuz. Yo.
Wow, he wasn't playing. I don't know why she laughing. He was dead serious.
Nah, this was epic.
It's not clear if Quando was trying to avoid the police or his ops, but he seemed pretty adamant about getting the hell out of there. If you thought that was crazy, this next rapper fled the cops and managed to go on the run for 2 months until he was caught by police. Let's check it out. 42 Doug. 42 Doug is one of the hottest up and coming from Detroit, Michigan. He's been releasing music since 2018, but started gaining attention after collaborating with Lil Baby on the tracks Grace and We Paid from the Atlanta rapper's album My Turn. He ended up signing a collaborative deal with Lil Baby's 4PF Records and Yo Gotti's CMG label, and is quickly becoming one of rap's rising stars. However, breaking through in the music industry, Doug was well known in the streets of Detroit and originally learned how to rap while in jail. At just 26 years old, Doug has already spent over 6 years in prison. Doug grew up on the east side of Detroit, an area known for crime and drugs. He was arrested at just 15 years old for carjacking and felony firearms possession and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Toward the end of his sentence, he got into it with another inmate and was put into solitary confinement, which is when he started rapping. The fight added another 2 years to his prison sentences, which is how he ended up staying locked up for a total of 6 years and was released in 2016. After being released from prison, Doug started taking his music to professional studios to record himself and began building a buzz in the city. After meeting Lil Baby at a dice game, his career changed forever and he started getting noticed on a national level. But like many young rappers coming from a street environment, Doug ended up catching a charge that could put his career in jeopardy. On June 5th, 2020, cops tried to pull over a Chevy Tahoe that ran a stop sign in Oakland County, a suburb of Detroit. The Tahoe initially pulled over, but once police tried to approach it, it sped off and made a clean getaway. However, not before police captured the vehicle on camera and recorded the license plate. The cops ran the plates and found that the Tahoe was a rental that belonged to Hertz rental car that was registered to a local club promoter. They managed to link Doug to the promoter and obtain surveillance footage that showed the rapper behind the wheel. The cops eventually caught up to him a few months later and hit him with a third-degree felony for fleeing from police. He was released on a $20,000 bond and required to wear an ankle monitor while out on bail. The conviction carries with it up to 5 years in prison, a $5,000 fine, and suspension of his driver's license for up to a year. If that wasn't bad enough, Doug recently caught
Might as well start the streaming.
a gun charge after being spotted at a local firing range. Being a convicted felon since his 2010 charge for armed carjacking, Doug is not allowed to be in possession of a firearm. The arrest stemmed from an anonymous tip the ATF received that Doug had been seen shooting a gun at a firing range in Atlanta. The police checked the surveillance tape and caught Doug on camera loading and firing.
Just why, bro? Why? You know you finna go to jail, bro. Like, why?
Firing a 9mm pistol, which is technically a violation of his parole. Clearly someone has it out for the Detroit rapper, as he wasn't carrying a gun on the street, it was in a controlled environment where everyone was following the proper safety precautions. But that didn't stop the police from bringing him in. The rapper was released on a $10,000 bond and is currently fighting both charges. Hopefully, Doug can sort out his legal troubles and get back to making street bangers. However, given his previous record, he may end up doing some time or spend a while fighting these minor charges. If you thought that was wild, this next rapper escaped from police and hid from police in a random person's front yard, all while recording himself on Instagram Live. Let's check out this wild story. Blueface. Blueface is a popular rapper from Los Angeles, California, known for his viral tracks and unique personality. However, Blueface is also a member of the Schoolyard Crip gang and is known for his wild lifestyle that he often documents on social media. One of his most recent antics involved hiding in a person's front yard while police helicopters searched the area. In the video, Blueface is posted up in a covered porch area in an undisclosed location. He tells the camera that his homies convinced him to come to the hood against his wishes and something went down. he had to flee and hide out in a random person's backyard until the coast was clear. As he's filming, you can see a police helicopter fly over his head, while Blueface vocally regrets his decision to leave the house. He doesn't identify exactly where he is or what went down that made him have to hide, but it must have been something crazy that the police were willing to bring the choppers out. He must have been hiding for a long time because by the time he tries to leave, it's pitch black outside. After it's clear that the cops are gone, Blueface retreats from his hiding place and reveals that he was hanging out on the 4800 block of St. Charles Place in mid-city Los Angeles, the neighborhood where he grew up. Luckily, Blueface made a clean getaway as he was never charged with anything. He posted a video later that night of him hanging out in the studio with Wack 100 and other members of his crew. So it seems like the incident was just another wild story in the crazy life of Blueface. But if you thought that was crazy, this next rapper was on IG Live when the police started following him and claimed that someone in the chat snitched on him. Here's what went down. Go Yayo. Go Yayo is a rapper from Fort Worth, Texas. He's best known for tracks like Hood Flame Illuminati and New Red Bottoms, and has released an impressive amount of music since jumping into the rap game, a total of 6 mixtapes in the past 2 years. However, like many rising stars, all the attention brought some heat from the police, and Go Yayo ended up getting arrested for marijuana possession while capturing the whole thing on IG Live. In the video, Yayo was driving around somewhere in Texas smoking a fat blunt when suddenly you can hear sirens in the background and flashing lights coming from the rear window. Yayo, who seems more annoyed than concerned, starts cursing out the fans on live for snitching on him. He reveals that there were 5 cop cars following him and says that the snitches better be ready because he's gonna post bail pretty quickly. The arrest doesn't seem to bother Yayo as much as the snitches on live.
Got 5 more laws following me. You police snitch. Nigga, on my mom be out in the morning. Talking about smoking.
Wow.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm editing my video with War 9.
What kind of YouTube?
The chat really snitched though.
The Texas rapper previously spent a year in prison when he was 18 for attempted murder when he was originally facing 20 years, and it's claimed that there isn't a case he can't beat. So when it comes to a simple weed charge, he should be able to beat it without an issue, unless he's still on probation or has other outstanding charges the public doesn't know about. Although many places are legalizing or decriminalizing low-level drug charges like marijuana possession, Texas is still pretty strict, especially when it comes to famous rappers. Hopefully, Go Yayo will be able to beat the case and continue dropping bangers, or at least learn to avoid smoking on camera while behind the wheel of a car. If you like this video, check out some of our previous videos.
Alright y'all, man, that was rappers that ran from cops. If you like my reaction, make sure you hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
I